In this video, let's look at how to get started with Whiteboard.chat. So the first thing you'll do is go to Whiteboard.chat and you will see that you will click on Start Drawing. Once you do this, you have three choices. The first one up at the top for Start Teaching is where you create boards where each student will get their own individual boards. The second option is Start Collaborating. Here you can create one board that multiple people or students will be working on, all on the same exact board. And your last option here is for Manage Boards, and clicking on this will take you to all of your boards that you have previously created and saved. Do be aware, though, that in the free version of Whiteboard.chat, these boards do not last but for a couple of months unless you extend the due dates. Students can also go to Whiteboard.chat and click here to enter the code if you have shared a code with them. All right, so I'm going to click Start Teaching, and we're going to look at the first option of creating a board for each student. Once you get in here, you'll see on the left-hand side are various tools that you can use. These are the tools that you will use to create these interactive whiteboard activities for your students. At the top right, you will see various options. This first one here is a little button. When you click this one, it actually freezes the board for 10 seconds, puts little animations on there to actually get the student's attention. This next one is your palette board, which clicking here will allow you to look at the different manipulatives that are available. I'm going to click here. I'm actually on manipulatives, but as you can see, there's different things for music, there's different things for letters of the alphabet, different things you can use in your classroom. But my favorite one is the manipulatives here. You can see lots of different manipulatives that you can put on the board, such as a 10 frame. Okay? So just different things you can get to. There is also an option here where it says to help students. I have another board open. I'm going to actually have that student raise their hand. And you see how it turned green there to show me that someone had raised their hand, and I can actually click on this name right here and it will take me to that student board, and then I can see what's happening on that board. Now I'm just going to go back to the instructor, but I can help students by clicking on this little hand when I see it flagged at me. The next one is where I can go to set timers so that they can only have so long to work on the boards that I've created. The settings tab here, the little gear, I can change it from the default of a brush. I can set it to move and select. I can change these. Now I actually have mine set to small Chromebook size. I think the default is this huge one right here. You can actually set the board so that it works on an iPad. So you can have this set so that all your boards shared out to your students. That would be the default. I can also change here these tools that the students can see. So if I'm working with early elementary, I can actually set this so that they only see simple tools and they're not overwhelmed with all the different tools that they see. And then there's one that's very simple tools, which would probably be more for my kindergarten age students or pre-K. All right, so there's just lots of different options that you can explore here. This is also where you go. Clicking on that gear, I'm actually signed in. You would, when you first open this up, you would want to click on that gear, sign in with Google so that it will actually save your boards. This next one here is my participants list. When I click here, I can see the students and who is in here, as well as it's also where I can lock the class to prevent them from working on boards if I don't need them on there, or I can lock certain pages. The three little dots is where I can go. Right now I have it on toggle replication to students. By having this on, the students, everything that I do on my board is automatically going to show up on the students' board. If I don't want them to see what I'm doing, I would want to toggle that replication off so that they can't see. They can just watch me working on the board. I can also open a demo student so I can show them how to do certain activities, and I can create polls. So different things that you can do by clicking on the three little dots. And then the last thing here is the invite button. Clicking here is where I can copy this code and embed this into my Schoology course so that the students can actually get to it. I can also share out this code here and have them just come and join, but my favorite option is by clicking here and embedding this link into Schoology so the students can just click and open the board. Down here in the bottom right is where I can go to change the color of my pen tool. Like right now I'm on blue, but if I need it be on red or something else, I could click here to change that. The other thing I can do is change the size of my pen thickness so that if I come over here and draw, you'll see that I've changed the thickness of my pen that way. I can also change the opacity, so if I need it to be more like a highlighter, like that, I can do that as well. And it's also where I go to change the text size as well. And then in the bottom left corner, this is where I go to look at the student boards. So by clicking on grid view there, you can see here's the teacher board, and then there it is showing the student board. And see how my drawing showed up on there? That is because I have that replication tool turned on, so anything I do on my board will automatically show on the student board. Then to get back, I just click on single view and it gets me back to my instructor board. Down at the bottom also is where I can toggle through to add additional pages on to my board. So that's how you do your initial settings in Whiteboard.chat.